Hi, this is Michael O'Leary from By the Book Taxes, again with this week's video blog, the second in a series on federal tax levies. Last week we spoke about the steps necessary to avoid a federal tax levy. This week we're going to talk about the steps to take if you have already been levied. Okay. So you go to the ATM one day and you go to take out some money, and guess what? Your bank account says there's zero in it. What do you do now? The answer is you do the same things that you would do if you were trying to avoid a levy plus a couple more. The most important thing to do immediately is to hire a tax professional with tax resolution experience and have the tax professional request a full or partial release of the levy in order for you to pay your necessary living expenses while you get into tax compliance and eventually work out a collection alternative with the IRS. From the time the money is taken from your account, the bank has 21 days to send it to the IRS. So if you act immediately, get a tax professional, have them call the IRS, you have time in order to get some of those funds either fully or partially released while you get into compliance. Okay, so here's what tax compliance looks like. The IRS requires that the last 6 years of tax returns be filed. That means whatever the current year is, if there's a tax return due, plus the 5 priors. You also must make sure that you are current in the tax year that you are in with your payments, whether it's withholding, if you're a W-2 employee, to make sure that your withholding is sufficient for your income, or if you're self-employed, that you are making quarterly estimated tax payments that are sufficient to cover your tax liability. And if you own a business that has employees, that you are current on your quarterly payroll tax payments. So that's tax compliance. Current on the filing of your returns and current on your in-year tax payments, both for income tax and payroll tax if you have employees. Okay, so once you're in compliance and current on your filings and tax payments, the next thing you need to do is to work out a collection alternative with the IRS, which may be an installment payment agreement where you pay them monthly over time. It may be an offer in compromise where, based on your financial situation, you can settle your debt for less than 100 cents on the dollar. Or if you're going through some sort of hardship, you might be able to apply for currently not collectible, which means that the IRS will leave you alone for up to 2 years and enable you to get back on your feet and get your economic situation where you could either get into an installment payment agreement or make them an offer in compromise. Please, if I was ever to give any advice to taxpayers, please don't ignore the mail from the IRS. Their collection efforts only escalate, and the longer you wait, the worse it gets with the penalties and the interest and the levies and the liens. It just gets bad, very quickly. So please, you start getting collection letters from the IRS, address them, hire a tax professional, be proactive in this area. Okay, if you have years of unfiled tax returns, owe the IRS a bunch of money, are getting threatening letters, or having your bank account cleaned out by the IRS, please call me. I can help.